So you friggin' everyone, we're back with more Crystalline. And you may be wondering, Tim, did you actually stop and do anything between last episode? No, I'm recording this in the same setting. It's hot in my room, so there's probably not gonna be many, but after this I'll probably keep recording and try to get, because these games will suck me in, I'll record like 50 episodes in a day, so I'm gonna try not to over binge this game, but we also have other games to play, such as Pajama Sam Sockworks, Freddy Fish, the Missing Sea Urchin. So we got some very great gameplay. Also, I need to play the new Far Cry expansion pack, which I'll probably stream and post. So it's gonna be like an hour-long video. Yay! Here we are, Meadow Hill Village. Oh wait, that was her line. My bee. I take the time to catch my breath and discreetly rest my burning muscles. Leanna, fucking balls. Leanna hardly seems affected by the long trek. We're finally here. Well, we're gonna fucking save this shit. Sorry for my language. How was this close? We're finally here. I pull my arms into a stretch. Does spacebar work? Nope. Does enter work? Nope. Gotta be mouse click. Phew! That was quite the journey. Leanna, massive chuckle.
A journey?
She's probably like, you piece of wimp, you piece of garbage, don't you realize that back in my day I used to walk 1,000 miles? Here you are, you dumbass. I know, this time she can't quite hold back her laugh.
Let's continue. We can rest at the inn tonight.
Oh yay. As she resumes walking, I ignore my screaming legs and follow her. The village is still busting with people, even at this time of day. I suppose they're getting in their last errands before nightfall. For the most part, everyone seems to focus on their own tasks. They barely glance at Leanna. Fucking why do I keep butchering her name? But when their gazes are drawn to me, they don't look away. In fact, their steps slow and they crane their necks as we pass. Now I know how an animal feels at the zoo. Leanna overhears my muttering and watches the people around us.
It's your clothes. They're very peculiar.
What I'm wearing is normal where I'm from. Even though the stares are directed at me, Leanna seems equally uncomfortable.
Okay, new plan. Let's stop by the shops before they close. We don't need to draw attention to ourselves.
I instinctively pat my back pocket where I keep my wallet. I doubt they accept my card here, or dollars. I don't have any money.
That's okay. I'll take care of it.
I like a girl who's independent. Money bags. Don't make a big deal out of it. I like a girl who's independent. That's really generous of you. Thank you, I really appreciate it.
It's understandable given your circumstances.
Yeah, getting teleported into a brand new world's a pain in the ass, let me tell you. I'll pay it back once I can. Leanna smiles and nods. Leanna changes directions and leads me towards the adjacent street where rows of quaint shops lining both sides of the road. I read the signs as we walk by. Edwards, Apothecary, Blackstone Fudge, and Dragonscale Armory. Huh.
What is it?
I was just thinking how convenient that everything is in English here.
English?
Damn it! I should have expected the question based on how previous conversations have gone, but I'm still a little taken aback. It's what we're speaking now.
We're speaking common.
What? Leanna paused in front of this shop and appears inside cells where she motions for you to follow.
Never mind. Come on in. We're here.
Damn foreigners. I step in the shop and the first thing I notice is an overwhelmingly musty smell of leather. Kinky. It's nothing surprising considering the walls are lined with different types of leatherware. You call this leatherware, you piece of shit? A small elderly man emerges from the back. A pair of round glasses sits on his nose and an apron hangs around his neck.
Welcome. Please, take a look around.
Oh, I like that. I like that, yeah, I don't know, fuck it. The accent. Fuck off, people. I'm joking, I love you. His smile falters when he notices me. Leanna clears her throat.
We're looking for a new wardrobe for my friend here.
Yes, of course.
I like he's just like, you piece of shit, you damn kids in your new clothes, get the fuck out of my shop. The shopkeeper blinks back to reality and resumes his pitch.
Well, you've come to the right place. We tan our hides and stitch the pieces ourselves. You won't find any finer quality than here.
You better be not swindling me here, you old piece of shit. I'll break your fucking neck. Leanna smiles politely and strolls towards the selections. I check out 2 seemingly identical leather vests, both of which are marked at different prices. I really can't see a difference between the two. Maybe they boost different stats? Hey, Leanna. She turns around. Which one of these will increase my defense, strength, dexterity, intelligence, focus? She's gonna laugh at either of these, isn't she? She'd be like, you dumbass. Intelligence. She raises an eyebrow and nods, and she picks out a random shirt.
This one does.
Really? Yeah, giggles. Did she just troll me? I'm guessing that I kind of deserved it. Very funny. So no, none of these raise any stats. That gives me a weird look.
Do your clothes where you come from raise stats?
I mean, they raise social stats if you count that as a stat. Only if you consider cool points. Ah, fuck it, called it. Points be a stat. She looks at me just in case before. Never mind. She smiles as we continue pursuing. One by one, Leanna pick out a new outfit. I wish I got to pick out the outfit. That'd be pretty lit. Once the pieces have been chosen, she goes to haggle with the shopkeepers. I tune out discussions and watch the people passing by. The clothing is simple design, meant to be more functional than aesthetic. To my surprise, everyone walks around armed. This village doesn't seem dangerous, but it looks like it could be very deceiving.
Why don't you get changed now? There's a space in the back to give you some privacy.
Oh yeah, let's just get naked in a random old man's house. I nod and take my clothes from her. Once I've ensured privacy, I quickly get changed. Do we get to see what we look like? Luckily, these clothes have pockets, and I can just transfer everything over. I palm my wallet, decks of cards, and loose change. Next is my phone. I try to turn on to see if it will work, but it doesn't react. The battery must be dead. I get the feeling they don't have wall chargers here. You should use crystals, my boy. Shrugging it off, I slip my phone in my pocket too. When I emerge, Leanna gives me a once-over. How do I look? She grins and nods in satisfaction.
Wow, look at you, just like a native. This look suits you.
What the fuck do I look like? Do I get a mirror? I match her grin. Thanks.
Let's go find the inn now.
I want to know what I look like, you motherfucker. She heads out of the shop and I follow her. Actually, maybe we can stop by the armory? Does it really need to be a U there? Oh. She pauses and looks curious at me.
Armory? You want to get a weapon?
Her question is careful, cautious. The goal is to blend in, right? It's weird that every person is wearing leather armor is traveling unarmed. I look like a hostage or something.
You do have a point. Plus, it could come in handy.
Why do I not like the sound of that?
Do you know how to use a weapon?
Again, although her voice holds no hostility, I can sense her caution. I practice kendo competitively. She blinks. It's a type of sword fighting where I come from.
I see.
Lena falls silent as she gazes out into the street. After an extended pause, she nods. It's like talking to a fucking idiot. We head to the forge where rows of blades ranging from long swords to short daggers hang from the wall. Can I choose my sword? All the blades look fairly plain, but the steel edges glint dangerously amidst the warm glow of the forge. Unlike the previous shopkeepers, the metalsmith ignores us as he pounds out red-hot blade. It's not the only thing I'm gonna pound out tonight. Sparks jump from the clanging metal, reminding me of fireflies. Leanna lets me browse the swords. I reach for one that catches my eyes. As I gently remove it from the shelf, I miscalculate its weight and drop it. The steel crashes on the ground with a sharp screech. Metalsmith pauses for more to glow our warning. Leanna looks in shock.
Careful!
I quickly raise the sword back up and grip it tightly. Leanna now watches me with
Is
intrigue.
this the first time you've held a sword?
I lived, bro! Just a minor miscalculation that I got. I shake my head, I take practice swing of the sword and glides gracefully through the air. Leanna looks impressed.
Was that a move from your kendo?
I know.
Bad.
Not bad. Excuse me, lady. I just got teleported in this world. I don't need your shit. I'm very self-conscious. I swing again, and the movement flows naturally. The sword cuts through the air with a sharp thwing. I can't help but admire how smoothly it slices. This is a high-quality craftsmanship. Let's go with this one. He's gonna be like, it's $5,000! As before, Lena discusses the shopkeeper as she turns. I strap the belt, my sword to my belt, and then we make one more stop to gather supplies for our travel. By the time we're finished, the sun has set and the darkness blankets the sky. The town is aglow with soft lights, glint from within the houses and lampposts on the street. As we pass by a lamppost, I peek inside and see a small crystal shining brilliantly. Using the lights to guide us, we find the inn. Oh, this is quaint. I take a seat at one of the crude tables while Leanna talks to the innkeeper behind the bar. There are scattering of other patrons, mostly men who sit alone, nursing a tankard of what I assume to be ale. I stifle a yawn. Not only have I had a chance to sit down, but I feel the full weight of my fatigue. Luckily, Leanna returns and hands me a key.
This is your room for the night. It's right next to mine.
Why did you just let me in your room, you know what I'm saying? Thanks. She nods.
They should be coming out with our dinner soon. Then we should get to sleep. We have an early start tomorrow.
Oh, but it's gonna be a late night, if you know what I'm saying. You gave me a sword, and now it's time for me to give you a sword. Give you a piece of my kendo. My stomach grumbles in anticipation. Sorry. Leah smiles as she sits in the empty stool next to mine. Our meals arrive, and I stare at the bowl before me. It's a goopy, thick stew, and it looks about as appetizing as dog food, but it smells pretty good. What is this?
It's stew.
No shit. What kind of stew?
Got it.
Oh, cool. A brief image of a cute, fluffy bunny flashes across my eyes.
Something wrong?
Is there normal stew? Fuck you want. She paid for it. Stop being a disrespectful shit. Meat is murder. Nope, all good. I only eat non-GMO, all-natural, vegan, certified, gluten-free, 100% whole grains, no trans fat, grass-fed, and no preservative or garnet pasture meal. Nope, all good. I'm about to try new foods. I was gonna pick that one, was like, just reading it gave me the satisfaction. Nothing's wrong. This is fine, thanks. I take a tentative bite of my stew.
How is it?
You're gonna say it shit's amazing, even if it tastes like dog shit. Be respectful. Adequate. This is even better than I expected. Leanna grins as she digs in. Finished eating and Leanna cleans her bowl, then the two of us head upstairs. She pauses in front of her room and stops in front of mine. Good night.
Good night.
I'm about to enter my room when I hear a small voice. He's still following us? Looking down, I see the penguin back on my feet, and I think about it. Ever since we entered the village, he's been awfully silent. Have you been following us the whole time, or did you lose us and find us again? The penguin blinks twice and bounces. It doesn't answer me.
Pongos aren't exactly welcomed everywhere.
Why is that?
Well, they absorb the energy around them, including crystals which are used to light lampposts, or other similar items.
I can see how that would be bad.
I think this guy knew to stay out of sight once we came in here.
What if someone sees him here?
As long as he doesn't stray too close to a crystal, he'll be fine. People only make a fuss when it looks like their crystal might be drained.
Got it. She reaches towards the Pongo.
Do you want to sleep with me tonight?
Pongo snuggles against my leg. Lena sighs.
I thought as much.
She opens her door and flashes me one last
Sleep
smile.
well.
Oh yeah. Ah fuck. I open my door and step through. The Pongo perks say. Let him in. No, my room. We're letting him in. He's had a long day. I step away from the door and the Pongo hops in. As I close the door behind him, he continues to hop around the room as if inspecting it. Yawning wildly, I collapse on the bed. The Pongo continues to circle the room. Are you looking for a good place to sleep? He suddenly leaps and lands on my bed, then bounces at the foot of my bed and wiggles himself on cozy nest by creating a small crater on the top of the blanket. I can't help but grin at the little guy. Good night, Pongo. I should give him a name besides his breed. Roll over in the bed, and it's not long before I'm fast asleep. To be honest, I thought they were gonna be like one of those creatures when you enter like any game, and it's like that level 1, like a one-hit kind of enemy that you have to learn how to fight on. That's what I thought, but no. I knock on my door, jolts me awake. I slip straight in the bed and barely notice a tiny yelp as the pongo tumbles to the floor. Hello? The knocking stops.
It's Leanna. Are you about ready?
I rub my eyes and blink at the feeble rays of light outside. What time is it?
It's past dawn. We need to get a move on if we want to make a good time.
Dawn, there's no good reason anyone should be awake at this hour. I attempt to lean back in my bed where the knocking starts again. Alright, I'll be there in a minute. The noise stops, I yawn and stretch. Then I notice the pongo on the floor. What are you doing on the floor, buddy? Weren't you sleeping on the bed? Pongo wiggles and shoots me a accusatory look. Glance at the slight indentation on my pillow. I'm back at the blue mass on the floor. Sorry, I didn't mean to knock you off. He looks cautiously at me, then hops on the bed and up onto my head. He nips at my hair and then jiggles. Guess that means he's forgiven me? I push myself to my feet and begin getting dressed. Once I have grabbed all my things, I push open the door and nearly collide with Leanna. Whoa!
Are you ready to go?
Sure. Yeah. Leanna nods and leads the way out of the inn. Venture! I follow her through to town as we head north. It's a lot quieter than when we first arrived, as the town gradually begins to wake up. We don't run into many people on the street, although the shops aren't open yet. I can see the shopkeepers busy prepping for the day. I like how the edge of town is exactly as the entrance of the town, in the middle of the town, and every other part of the town. I'm gonna be a smartass, I'm sorry.
There's been heightened bandit activity reported on these roads.
Where does your voice sound familiar? Who did you voice? You voiced the fucking... the white-haired, like, stuck-up senior prick from Ace Academy. What's his name? Like, Akira? I don't know. I shouldn't say he was kind of cool, especially in the hot springs where fucking Shao got in trouble. Leah's brow crease.
Are the roads closed?
No, but until we get a handle on the bandit activity, we're advising everyone to stay in town.
We can't stay.
Where are you headed?
We're headed to Illumia.
The guard notices my sigil on Leanna's manipulator.
You're a mage knight?
She nods. As the guard turns to focus me, I draw attention to the blade of my hip. He nods gruffly and then moves out of the way.
Just be careful out there.
Thank you.
That was easy. She motions for me to follow her. Once we're back into a familiar with Pat, I take the last look at Meadow Hill Village before refocusing on the road ahead of me. Our trek along the path is peaceful. The forest gradually awakens with the birds' song and the scuttling of woodland animals. Having grown up in the city, the city still stare me as I glance at every rustle of the leaves. Now, though, seems unfazed. Her eyes routinely survey her surroundings. Suddenly, she freezes. I nearly bump into her. What the? Shh. I fall silent as she listens. When she speaks, her voice is in a whisper.
Did you hear that?
I strain my ears listening for anything out of the place. Then I hear the voice among the trees. Bandits? A strangled scream pierced the air, scaring a flock of birds into flight.
Someone might be in danger.
Her previous caution abandoned, Leanna sprints towards the sound, and I fall at her heels. Both take covers as the trios open up, revealing a man in a trench coat surrounded by 5 bandits. One more bandit lies motionless on the ground. Upon seeing her fallen comrade, the bandits all unsheathe their weapons. 3 of them hold long swords and 2 of them point guns. The trench-coated man doesn't stir. His dark hair falls over his eyes, and I can't see his face.
You won't get away from us this time. Take him out.
The man pushes open his coat and draws 2 guns from the bandits converge. Leanna sets her jaw.
Stay here.
As soon as the words fall from her lips, she races out in the trees and her hair whips behind her, and I see her white coattails billow in a graceful arc. She moves faster than any human, as if the air pushing her forward instead of dragging her down. Her gauntlet hand clenches a blue sphere and glows and disappears as she smashes her fist into the nearest bandit. He flies away from her, crashing against a tree before crumpling into a heap.
A mage knight?
She must be with him.
Or she's after the bounty. Take her out too!
Monsieur Man fires a hail of purple blasts from the bandits, catching one of them in the chest. Leanna deflects the sword from another bandit with her own blade. I can't just sit here and do nothing, I have to help. Ignoring Leanna's command, I unsheath my sword and charge into battle. There you go, boy. Early access version, minigame will be available in future builds. Win your fight, lose your fight. Who the fuck would say, oh yes, let me be a pussy and lose it? Win it, of course. May breathes heavily as she surveys the bodies around her. She glances at me and the stranger who's still standing.
Anyone hurt?
I do a gentle pat down, I soften, wince up my bruises. Nothing major. Leanna nods and she fidgets with her manipulator. Hello there, Zack looking edgelord. That's what Zack would look like in an anime. Guarantee it. Coats and everything. And the hair and the blase expression on his face. Are you gonna be my Zack or my show? Man stays silent. Now I have a better look at him. I realize although his fierce scowl makes him seem tough, he doesn't look all that much older than me. His hair has... Yeah, see, this is Zack. His hair has a habit of falling around his eyes, but he pushes it back as I notice a long scar across one eye. Once satisfied, he tucks his green back into his belt and gets to his feet. He nods at us.
Thanks.
And his name's Zack! What do you want from me? Boom, we have our friend in this world. You better not be just once-off character, sir. Then he turns away.
Wait!
He pauses.
Where are you headed?
Why?
There might be more bandits around. We should team up if we're going in the same direction. Safety in numbers.
He studies us in stony silence. Then his gaze flickers to her manipulator. Then he relaxes slightly.
Where are you going?
We're headed to Illumia.
Me too.
Leanna nods.
You're from the Mage Guild?
Yes, I'm Leanna.
I'm Tom.
Zack.
He's like, no one fucking asked you, piece of shit.
Boy.
All of us glance at the little blue Pongo seemingly popped out of nowhere. And this is our little friend.
I see.
Boy.
The Pongo blinks at Zack, who stares him down. The Pongo bounces on the certainly. Zack's unblinking stare never wavers, so the Pongo scoots behind my leg
Now
for
that
safety.
introductions are over, let's get moving.
Zack waits for us to collect our things, and once we're all set, we head back to the road! Yay! Yeah, I lead the way while Pongo keeps pace with us, while Zack hangs a few steps behind us. As Zack hangs the beige glitter, I'm gonna ask everything. Watch me do it, boy. So what type of gun is Zack carrying?
You mean his discharger?
That's a discharger? I hear someone behind us. Zack raises an eyebrow when I turn to look at him.
Did you hit your head or something?
Yeah, it looks a little uncomfortable.
He's not exactly from around here.
Zack crosses his
I
arms.
see.
There's a pause. So, a discharger.
It's a weapon that uses crystal spheres to power it.
So it's a gun, maybe. The spheres are the bullets, well, kind of a magazine in some sense because it's used to fire bullets, in this case, bolts of energy. Leanna looks uncertain. Though it made sense in my head, I can see where she might be confused. Never mind, I got it, thanks.
Sure.
She smiles. I feel Zack's gaze on me, but his expression is hard to read. Man, I saw you during the fight. How are you able to move so
Oh,
fast?
I cast wind magic to manipulate my movements.
Oh, so it's like putting on a speed buff.
They're small adjustments, like shifting the draft to move me forward, or using a breeze to help lift me during jumps.
Damn, that sounds awesome! Damn, that shit good! She
The
grins.
next time you're lagging behind, I'll use my wind to give you a little boost.
That would be amazing. I can already imagine myself running like the wind. Leanna seems pleased by my reaction. Yeah, how did Zack know you're in the Mage Guild?
He saw my emblem.
She lifts her arm and points to a sigil on her manipulator. What exactly does Mage Guild do?
We investigate any type of magical anomaly.
So like, a police force. Leanna furrows her brow.
Police?
Like how detectives go out in the field and solve mysteries.
A little like that.
That makes sense why both guard Middle Hill Village and Zack relaxed after seeing Leanna's emblem. Well, looks like that guard was telling the truth. There is definitely bandits on the road. There's some in her voice that makes you think she doesn't completely agree. What is it?
It's just, well, for bandits, they were pretty well equipped.
She stares hard at Zack, but he doesn't react. What does that mean? Are they not just bandits? Yeah, continues to look at Zack.
I'm not sure.
They were bandits.
She She looks sharply at Zach, obviously caught off guard.
Sure.
That didn't sound too convincing. Subject tracked, but I feel a little uneasy. Those guys weren't bandits, then who were they? And why were they attacking Zach? They said there was a bounty, so maybe Zach did something stupid. Questions circle my mind as conversation lulls into silence. Leanna leads the way, though she seems to have something on her mind. Zach trails from behind. He remains on heightened alert. We traveled together for quite some time. I can feel my legs start to burn from all the walking. Lena squints at the sky.
We should make camp before it gets dark.
Zach nods.
There's a good spot up ahead which hides us from view. It'll still give us visibility on any intruders, though.
Sounds good. Zach leads the way, and soon we reach that clearing. Three of us get to work on setting up camp. I roll out my bedroll near the campfire and notice how thinly it spreads on the ground. Can this thing really be comfortable? Guess there's only one way to find out. I lie down on the bedroll and place my hands behind my head. So it's not as bad as I thought. A yawn escapes my lips. I could definitely fall asleep here. My gaze lingers on the night sky above. The moon hangs in the inky sky, dotted with so many pinpricks of silver light. They sparkle vividly, as if they're trying to chase away the dark. I breathe out a breath of in wonder. Never knew that stars could shine so brightly. I try to pick out a few constellations, but the star problems above are unfamiliar.
What are you looking at?
I quickly stood up in the sound of Leanna's voice. She holds two steaming bowls in her hand. I accept one of the bowls with a smile as she sits beside me. Just admiring the sky. This place is really beautiful. Back where I live, you don't get to see so many stars.
How come?
Light pollution. Our seas are filled with so much light that it drowns out the stars. Leanna gazes thoughtfully in the sky.
It's a little harder to see the stars in town than it is out here.
I shake my head. That's not the same. Some nights I don't see the stars at all. Her eyes widen in surprise, and she places her chin in her hands.
A night sky without stars.
She looks at me.
What's your world like?
It's really guilty. It gets bad. Humans are the plague of the planet. Different, but more or less the same. Different, but more or less the same. It has really cool tech. It's bad. Humans are plague to the planet. I want to say different, more or less the same. It's kind of like here, but kind of different. She stares at me, waiting for me to elaborate. We don't use crystals or have magic, and we definitely don't have pongos. I glance at the pongo snoozing beside me. Leanna smiles at her soft snores. We do have forests and towns. We speak languages and have our own versions of academies and shops and guilds. We also have weapons and martial arts.
Kendo.
Yep.
That sounds like it'd be an interesting place to visit. I wonder what it's like to live in a world with no crystals.
She tilts her head back and returns her gaze to the sky. Underneath the moonlight, her pale skin seems to glow amidst the darkness. Her face softens as she smiles.
You're right. The stars really are beautiful.
Following on a comfortable silence, I was to enjoy the tranquility of the night. After we finished eating and cleaning up, Zach approaches us.
It's getting late.
Yeah, nods.
I'll take first watch so you can rest.
All right. I'll take second watch.
Guess that leaves me with third. Zach stares unblinkingly at me while leaning close nervously.
That's okay. We had an early start, and I'm sure you're tired. We should rest up and sleep through the night.
Do you guys not trust me? Let's see how that went. It's almost like Sanji goes, "Don't trust me." Although I try to keep my tone light and jokingly, it looks good.
No, that's not. I mean, it's not that we don't trust.
Yes.
She looks sharply at Zach. His arms crossed, but his expression doesn't change. Seriously? Zach nods towards Leanna.
She's part of the Mage Guild, so I know she won't pull any tricks. I don't know anything about you.
I'm sorry.
As the fire in my mind abates, I realize Zach has a point. I give him no reason to trust me. If I was in his shoes, I'd just be just as cautious. I nod. Alright, I suppose that's
I better
fair.
get to sleep then. Good night.
Good night. Zach nods. Fuck you, Zach. It's like real life, Zach. Eat shit. Leanna flashes me one last smile before crawling into her bedroll. You could just, like, if you just put, like, if you just replace smile with time, it could be a much different story. She lays down. Zach positions himself against the tree and takes a seat. Go to bed, get to know Zach. probably do need the fucking sleep. If we're gonna be traveling together, I should make an effort to get to know what kind of person he is. I walk over to Zach. Hey.
Hmm?
Why have I sit? He gestures for me to join him, so I do. I also have to lead the conversation. So, how's the weather? Zach stares at me. Alright, let's switch gears. Are you a cat or dog
Is
person?
this going anywhere?
I sigh. I'm trying to build up some trust here, but you gotta meet me halfway. Zach looks away. Great. I guess I don't know what I'm saying. What?
I prefer canines.
Oh, cool. The silence creeps in again. So we're all going
Yep.
to Lumia. What brings you there?
I'm meeting someone.
Oh, a friend?
Someone from work.
What
I'm
do you
a
do?
mercenary.
Oh, okay. That explains so much. Ah, acceptable murder. Mercenary, that's better. Ah, it all makes sense.
What
then.
does?
Everything about you, the angst, the hard-boiled exterior, the frequent cold shoulder. You're totally the brooding main character from one of my... Fuck off!
What are you talking about?
He stares at me and I smirk. That's exactly what one of those MCs would react.
So, why are you going to Illumia?
He has taken me to the Mage Academy. He studies me
Are
again.
you a mage? You don't have a manipulator.
I shake my head. No, I'm looking for answers. He nods in understanding and doesn't pry, although I try to stop at a
You
yonic
should
soup.
get some sleep. We have an early start in the morning.
That sounds familiar. I push myself to standing. Good night. He nods. Lay down my bedroll and scooch around to get comfortable. I'll try to close my eyes and sleep, but something still doesn't feel right. Oh yeah, I need a pillow. Sitting up, I look around for anything I can use. My gaze falls on the pongo and I rest beside Lena. I kind of want to try to use him as a pillow. This is happening. Psst! Pongo! Pongo blinks over and blears, but perks up when he notices me. Come here! He happily bounces over when it comes to my reach. I try to grab him and plunk him down my burrow. He squeaks a protest and I lose my head on him. Like a slippery eel, he wiggles himself free and bounces to Leanna's side. No, Pongo! He glares suspiciously at me. He turns back to me and cuddles against Leanna. Ah, I sigh. Well, guess I had no choice but make do with being pillowless. Lying back down on my bedroll, I close my eyes and venture drift to sleep. Woo! Hella darkness. A dull throbbing on the back of my back pulls me right. I haven't fully appreciated the magic of mattresses until now. Anna escapes and I stretch wildly. Aside from the achiness, I feel well rested. I step and glance around Zach. Zach leans a tree with his head down. His hair covers his eyes, so I can't tell if they're open or closed. Regardless, his hands rest on the handles of his discharger. Creepy. Looking around again, I fail to spot Lena. Where'd she go? I think I hear a cry in the distance. Is that her? I should go investigate. Crossing over a hill, I see Lena practicing an open field. She grips her blade in a fighting stance. Her face is stern with concentration. She swings her blade in a high arc, ending in a graceful spin. Judging by how fluid and accurate her movement is, it's clear she's dedicated many years to perfecting her craft. Her hair whips around her as she turns, but never seems to blow on her face. Even with heavy armor, her movements are still nimble, as if she's wearing no armor at all. I wonder if that has to do with her wind magic. When she notices me, she lowers her sword.
Oh, sorry. Did I wake you? I moved out here so I wouldn't disturb you.
I was already up. I didn't see you at camp, so I came looking.
Gotcha.
Glancing at my feet, I spot a beaming Pongo. Leanna giggles.
Looks like you guys are best friends already.
Tried to use the motherfucker as my pillow. We're not friends until he's my pillow. More like stalker. Of course. The best of friends, isn't that right? Pongo nods excitedly. It's pretty early. Do you always begin your mornings with a warm-up? Leanna
It
nods.
helps me wake up and prepare for the day ahead. Also, it's become a part of my routine, so it just doesn't feel right when I don't do it.
You know what you mean? I can't really go through my morning routine from Earth here. Or
Right.
yeah, fuck. You know when I go back because I keep fucking that up. I mean, I can't really go through my morning routine from Earth here on Terra. It feels a bit so strange. Anna looks down. The awkwardness creeps into silence, and she probably takes that negative way, which wasn't my intention. That's okay though. I can always make new routine.
New routine?
And sheath my blade and grip it. This morning practice, you do seem like a good. This morning practice, you do seems like a good place to start. She grins.
Considering how well you handled yourself yesterday, I'm curious to see what's the extent of your skill set.
I smirk. Only one way to find out. So what's the lesson today, senpai?
Sand pie?
Senpai. I shake my head. Never mind. She blinks and refocuses and matches my fighting stance by raising her sword.
Since you already have some experience with the blade, sparring will be the best way to gauge your skills.
I like how it's like, I don't want to end up hurting you, bitch. You're not gonna hurt her. Last page has set saves, so we're gonna have to kind of. Okay. I'm ready. I don't want to end up hurting you. Let's do this then. Tighten the grip of my blade. Ready when you are.
Here I come!
Leanna dashes towards me. Her movements seem slower than what they were during the bandit fight. Seems like she isn't using her wind magic. Early access finish game minigame will be future builds. Do well. Somehow I manage to keep pace with her every time I think about I'm about to get the upper hand. Her intensity increases until we're equally matched again. Even so, I could feel her holding back. Without using magic, mage knights are still a formidable opponent with the sword, especially if they're acting like, if they're anything like Leanna. We go back and forth for a few more swings until Leanna strikes from above. I hurriedly block with my sword, but I lose my balance and hurry and topple the ground, landing my back. Oof. Leanna kneels down beside me.
Your fundamentals are solid. If you keep practicing, I'm sure you'll be a formidable warrior in no time.
That's pretty high praise when it's coming from you. She smiles and blushes. Leanna extends a hand and helps me back to my feet.
It would be better if I could watch you spar with someone else. That way, I can see your movement from different angles and give you better feedback.
Unless the Pongo can use a sword, the only option is Zack. I look around and spot Zack leaning against a tree closer to our sparring location. He watched us with his arms crossed. Wait, how long has he been here? Leanna rushes over to him.
Zack! Would you be willing to duel with him?
She points at
I'd
me.
like to get a better look.
His technique. He merely stares at her.
Oh, right. You need a blade.
Leanna hands her blade to Zack. He takes it and inspects
What are the rules of the duel?
Standard spar. Be the first one to knock your opponent to the ground.
Zack nods and heads to the field. I like how you still have your sword there. Xenia returns to me with shared clearance. That was surprisingly easy. Guess it's not in a mercenary's nature to back down from a fight, even if it's a fake one.
Are you two ready?
I step a decent distance away from Zack and ready with my blade. Yep. Zack continues to stand there. I look at Leanna again, and she just shrugs. He nods.
Okay, begin!
I rush forward. And slam on the ground, staring at the sky with an aching pain in my chest and the wind knocked out of me. I groan.
Strange. I thought he'd last at least 2 shots.
Zack!
What?
Why did you use your discharger?
Why not?
Leanna steps
The
forward.
whole point was to have a sword match with him.
You didn't list that as a rule.
Yep, this is Zack, alright. I've been teaching him to be a smart ass my entire life.
Why else would I give you my sword?
Why did you give me your sword?
For you to use!
She snatches her blade back from Zack and heads over to
Are
me.
you hurt?
My pride! I'm so choosing that one! This feels like to be emasculated twice. My gaze just past Sienna and the blue sky behind her. At least the view is nice. Leanna helps me up again.
The one and only lesson you need to know when fighting. Do whatever it takes to win.
As soon as he's done speaking, Zack turns around and heads back to the campsite. That sounds just like the angsty badass MC of the JRPG would say. My suspicion were correct all along. Yeah, huffs.
Mercenaries can be so annoying sometimes.
He's probably just seen some heavy stuff. His advice is relevant. Maybe so, but the point seems pretty valid. Leanna shakes her
There's
head.
more to a battle than winning. Like honor, justice, and even mercy if the case calls for it. The last thing you want to do is forget who you are and turn into your enemy. Anyway, I think we've had enough practice for one day. We should pack up
Was
and
the
continue
other
on our
one?
journey.
It was Creed. He probably seen some heavy stuff. I'll just go with that one.
There's more. Anyway, I think we've had enough practice for one day. We should pack up and continue on our journey.
Now I'm following Leanna back to camp. Pack our things and clean up the campsite, then we continue on our journey. But we will do that in the very next episode of Crystalline. Thank you for watching. My name is Dab Dabson, and I'll see you later.